with all of his blessings and rewards, is probably still awaiting you, and your sincerity and ibadah may be the cause of relief for all the world from the coronavirus.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'm going to sing a nasheed. طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير داع طلع النور المبين نور خير المرسلين نور أمن وسلام نور حق ويقين ساقه الله تعالى رحمة للعالمين أنت والله يا محمد أنت خير المرسلين أنت خير المرسلين أنت خير المرسلين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I hope you all are doing really well. And thank you so much for tuning in. I just can't believe that it's the last day of Ramadan. And so we're sad, but it also means that it's going to finally be Eid tomorrow. And I know it's going to be a little different this year, right? Because you probably can't go and see your families, unfortunately. You probably won't be able to go to the masjid, right? The same way. But that doesn't mean we don't celebrate, right? We're still going to celebrate. And I have some fun ways where you can prepare by making Eid cards as well as Eid ornaments, inshallah. So make sure you join in with me. You could make the stuff as I teach you, or you could, wait, just listen in and then wait and make them later. So it's up to you what you do. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is making Eid cards. And why should you be making Eid cards? Well, they're super simple, okay? They show that you really care about someone because they take time to make. It's not like sending an email or a text, right? It takes time and it shows a person you really care. It also, when you put caring words, right, they show that you really are thinking of the person, and words matter sometimes more than gifts. And they're customizable, so you can make them however you really want to. So to make Eid cards, this is simple, right? You're going to need construction paper, printer paper. You're going to need markers, crayons, coloring pencils, anything to write with. Paint. Personally, I have my paint here, right? An envelope, and the person who you're sending their address if you're going to mail it out. I know some people might have stamps at home, so you can have your parents help you mail out the Eid cards, which would be wonderful, a present to get. You could also drive to the person's house, put it in their mailbox and leave, so that way you're being safe, but the person's actually getting their Eid card. It's up to you. So first of all, you want to think of an ideas for a cover. So we all probably know how to make a traditional card anyway, right? You just fold it in half, so it's a square. or like more of a rectangle. And really your ideas can be anything. You can just make a nice moon and stars. You can make a zigzag. You can make a masjid. You could put flowers. You could make a pop-up card. You can print out pictures and stick them on. You can get stickers and put them on. Really, it's endless, right? Whatever, however creative you want to be, you can with these Eid cards, which is the best part. So how does it look on the inside? When you open up a card, this is really the basic, okay? You have the header or the greeting, you have the middle portion, and then you have the closing. And so usually you want to start with dear whoever, right? Maybe it's your neighbor. Maybe you want to give Eid cards to your neighbor, Muslim or non-Muslim, right? You want to show them that you care. Then you want to have some stuff in the middle, which I'm going to tell you about. And then you want to close maybe with sincerely, love, yours truly, regards, best regards. It really depends on how formal or informal you want to be. So now comes the writing part. We all love the decorating part, but the writing part can sometimes be difficult. But don't worry, there's a lot you can write. So first of all, some ideas of what to write. You want to wish the person a happy Eid, okay? So that's easy. You could say Eid Eid, Eid Mubarak, happy Eid, whatever you want. Then maybe you want to share a little bit about what you're doing for Eid, right? Even if you're just in the house, tell them what food you prepared, right? Tell the person what you're wearing. Tell them that you're getting about the goodie bags you're going to get from MCMC. And I'll talk about that later, but MCMC is holding a wonderful program where it's a drive-through. So you could pick up Eid goodies on Eid day, which is awesome. And you could go to the website to find out more about that. So you could write about that, right? You want to share that with your loved ones. Remember, these are people who you're probably not going to see. So you just want to tell them all of this, okay? You want to also maybe ask them what they're going to be doing for Eid. And then maybe you want to end with dua for them and tell them that you're missing them and you're thinking of them, okay? So it's a wonderful thing to write down and share. Now, so this is a simple card. You can, again, give it to your neighbors. You could give it to your friends, your loved ones. And I know sometimes we're stuck at home and sometimes we don't know what to get our parents or our siblings. Make an Eid card. I'm sure they'll remember it forever and they'll keep it forever because it's meaningful. So now comes the fun part, okay? The salt dough ornament. And this is not something that I came up with. This is actually from mintcandydesigns.com. So parents, if you're home with your child and if you want to go to the website and see more information, you can. But it's pretty much a wonderful way to make a homemade gift for someone or even homemade decorations. So sometimes it's hard to go out to the store or we just have the same old decorations. Well, this is something new. It's made of dough. So if you have like a little brother or sister at home who loves eating everything, right? It's okay if they eat this by mistake. It's not going to be poisonous, right? And it's fun to make and decorate. They are not cookies though, just remember that. You're supposed to hang them up or maybe you can even give them as a gift to someone, which is wonderful. So how it starts off, what you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, okay? You need 1 cup of salt, you need 1 cup of warm water, you need some paint, you need brushes, you need twine or string, it doesn't matter. You need a rolling pin, parchment paper, and straw. I'm just going to pause here for a minute because maybe you want to make this at home, so you want to write this down quickly, or maybe you want to take a picture of it if your parents are with you and they have their phone. Okay, but these are the ingredients. It's very simple. As you can see, there's nothing toxic or dangerous in here. However, again, you don't want to eat these. These are meant for decoration. So just make sure you have all this stuff. And if you have cookie cutters, even better. Okay, so I'm just going to wait right here for you guys to either take your picture or write this down because this is important. This is all the main ingredients that you're going to need. And while we're waiting, I just want to show you how these salt ornaments look. So I just made some. This is a moon. And I made another one that says Happy Eid. And I have a bunch that actually are not painted yet. So, okay, so are we ready to finally know the steps? So the first step is mixing everything together and making the dough. So if you have a food mixer, you could use that, or you could use your good old hands, right? Make sure your hands are washed. You want to mix together the 1 cup of salt, 2 cups of flour, and 1 cup of warm water until it's a smooth dough. And you're going to find it's not very sticky. It's just a regular dough, okay? And it's really easy to use. Now, I forgot to tell you this, but this recipe makes 24 ornaments. So if you don't want to make that many ornaments, you could definitely have the recipe, okay? So the dough's kind of going to look like how it looks in the pictures, okay? And after you made your dough, you're going to put a little bit of flour on the table and you're going to roll it out. And you're going to roll it out so it's 1/4 or 1/2 inch thick. These dough things don't really rise, so you don't want them so thin because remember, they're going to be hanging and you don't want it to tear or break. So if you look at how I made mine, they're like this. They're this thick. Okay, so you want to roll it out to that level. And then you want to use cookie cutters to cut out any shape you want. Now, I personally did not have star cookie cutters, so I cut them out myself. And they're not perfect, but they're still decent, right? I also did not have a moon cookie cutter. So what I did is I put a cup, so it was a circle, right? Just like this. And then I pretty much cut it again, so it became this shape. So don't worry if you don't have a moon and star cookie cutter, you could still do this at home. You could also make smaller or bigger sizes. So I made a smaller circle. And what's great about the circle ones is that you can actually write on them, right? And this is awesome because if you want to give it to a gift someone, you could customize it and write their name as well. So after you make those, you're going to poke a hole with a straw. So any straw will do. The reason why you want to poke a hole is because it will go through a string later on, which is how you're going to hang it. Okay. And then once you have them all done, you're going to take a tray and put it on parchment paper. Okay. And the parchment paper, if you don't have parchment paper, you could use aluminum foil. And what it does is it prevents it from sticking to the bottom. And you just want to bake it for about 40 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And the longer you bake it, the harder and crispier they get, which is better because then they won't really break or fold over. Now, are you ready for the next step? Our last step is customizing and painting. And really, you can do whatever you want with it. You could even put glitter on this if you want to go all out, right? You can, if you don't have paint, you could use crayons, you could use markers. Sharpies tend to work really well. So with Sharpies, I actually wrote on this, okay, Happy Eid. So you could do that. But if you have paint, it works wonderfully. Make sure that when you take these ornaments out, you wait for them to dry because you don't want to burn yourself at all, okay? So wait for them to dry. They cool in about 10-15 minutes. So it's a really nice idea. And really, it doesn't take that long at all. The baking takes a while, but other than that, it doesn't take long. It's a fun idea. You could do it the night before Eid, so you could do it tonight, inshallah, with your families. You could all get together and paint and customize them. You can even give them as a gift with the card that you made to someone to really show that you care. So there's so much you could do with it, and I really hope you enjoy it and do this with your families. Remember, these are not to eat, these are ornaments to hang, and they're completely safe. So I really hope that we can still make this Eid special, right? Even though we're stuck a little bit inside, that doesn't mean we don't celebrate, right? We just celebrate in our own unique ways. So make this Eid an Eid to remember, even though we're inside. Make sure you're staying safe. Make sure you're making dua for everyone, including the families, and including your own families and everyone at MCMC and the whole Muslim community in general. Also, make sure you stop by on Eid, Sunday, tomorrow, inshallah, to pick up your Eid goodie bag. So MCMC has a wonderful initiative where you can drive through and you could just grab a goodie bag from them. You don't have to get out of your car. You know, you don't have to jeopardize your health, none of that. And it's a wonderful treat. And if you're missing the masjid, it's nice to just drive by it too. So please check out the website to get more information exactly how the drive-by works and the timings. But we look forward to creating a wonderful atmosphere, inshallah. Make sure you all wear your beautiful Eid clothes, okay? Make sure you read Eid prayer and do the takbirat, and make sure you are kind and generous to your loved ones, whoever's around. So with that, I leave you, and I hope you take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله